Then I go, "Hello, I'm Chris Solo, and welcome to the first test show of the Origins of Ugdor, where I gather my fellow creatives to play some D&D. Sponsors, plug, links, link, BS. Let's get ready for the next chapter of the Origins of Ugdor." Then we, and then we come back. And same thing with the intro trailer. I would give you guys like 3, 2, 1. We're back live. So.
Cool.
This is the first episode. So all of you throughout your travels have received notes and letters to meet at the Dusty Tankard Tavern. For reasons unknown, it just said meet at the tavern. And that's where we start. So, as you all enter in the city of Edak, the tavern is relatively bustling in the evening hour. There are 2 guards, King's Guard, sitting at the front door of this tavern. You all do not know each other yet, but you are, slowly walking into the tavern as time persists. Was it Dak? I already forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dak.
Yeah, I probably should write down the names too.
So, cowl is up, especially if there are guards present. Which continent are we on, out of curiosity?
Well, this is just kind of make believe.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha.
So yeah, it could be. It's Saros.
So the cowl is up, and I'll probably sit up at the bar because it's with my back to the room.
Okay.
And I'll have some kind of beverage in front of me.
Also, for the purposes of this is you.
Got it.
Kind of human, roguey looking dude. So it puts you at the bar. Also, I meant to do this before. So this is Connor.
Okay.
It's technically a darkling, so you're smaller than you should be, but so you don't look like Andrew. Angiana, this is you. Camera's kind of shitty, but you're a female with white cloak. Baron, you are the dwarf with the mace. Because I don't have. I actually just bought a dwarf mage, but I don't have him yet. Thursday, and here is half elf warlock. So as you enter the tavern, the guards kind of look you over. Are you trying to be sneaky, or just kind of casually walking into the bar?
Baron is not trying to be sneaky. He's very into the idea of coming to this place to get work and a drink at the same time.
Okay, perception check, Baron. Dex.
Dak, whatever.
Dak. Were you also trying to be sneaky, or were you just?
I would have had an electrum piece in my hand, ready to bribe a guard.
Okay.
If they recognized me, but it would be cowl up, face hidden, just kind of.
Yeah, they rolled a really low perception check. They didn't.
That was a 12 for perception.
A 12. As you're walking in, very kind of excited, joyfully, you're kind of interested in doing adventures and such. You do see a hooded figure walk into the tavern and go and sit at the bar. So where would you like to go in this tavern?
I'm going right up to the bar, and
okay.
I'll go up to the to sit kind of close to the bartender and kind of nonchalantly slide a coin down.
Okay.
I'll have an ale, please.
Right up. Anything for you, sir? As he looks to you, Dak.
Madeira, please.
Sure. Takes a minute or two goes by. He comes back with your drinks. Angiana, you are walking up to the tavern now. You do see the same 2 guards at the front door. What would you like to do?
Smile and say hello. Hey, how are they? How are you?
We're fine, milady.
Good evening. I'm coming in.
All right. By all means,
Thank you.
So as you walk up to these two gentlemen, you are a very very beautiful human-looking figure when you walk up, and your beauty and the almost the perfection of your skin is off-putting to especially to very humble guards who see just a bunch of ruffians walking in this bar. They're very thrown off by your presence. Where would you like to go?
I'd like to go to the bar.
Everyone's going to the bar.
So, yeah,
Perception check.
that's why I'm here. I'm a magical party goat. So
There we go. Well,
Right.
so perception check, please.
okay.
The two of you can make one as well.
As these two are coming to the bar and looking around, and I get my ale, I've got a small vial of something blue that I'm pouring into my drink.
Okay. Okay. What were you rolling on, Angiana?
I got an 11, a -1, so 10.
10. I know. What surface were you rolling on?
My desk.
Okay. You might need to get like a notebook or something to roll on
Okay.
because your microphone is picking up all of that.
Oh, sorry about
Yeah.
that.
No, it's fine. It's totally fine. That's why we're doing this. So as you walk up to the tavern, you see a regular-looking adventurer sitting in the far corner of the tavern. Straight ahead, you see a hooded figure. He has his cowl up over his head. Next to him, you see a very brightly dressed dwarven man sitting at the bar as well. And at the end of the bar, you see what looks to be a human male, 30s. He has glasses, and he looks like he's sifting through some books. Where would you like to sit? Oh, you can't see it. Hang on. There we go. So
Oh, there's the bar.
that's the dude who was just sitting on the end. Hooded guy, dwarf, bookworm. Where would you like to sit?
Is it me?
Yep.
I would like to sit next to the hooded guy.
Okay. All right. So, Matthias,
Yes.
you're walking up to the tavern. What would you like to do?
Oh, I see that it is a tavern, and I'm like, oh yes, and I just walk right past the guards, and I just head straight in.
Okay. Where would you like to go in the tavern?
Where the source of alcohol is, the bar. Head straight to it.
Everyone.
We've got
follows
our
the bar.
priorities in order.
All right. Grim, you walk up to the tavern. You have two guards in front of you, kind of guarding the entrance. What would you like to do?
Can I make a perception check on the guards and see if there's anything of interest on them?
Sure, you can do that. No, go ahead and roll your perception check. So this just bring up a good point. So we try to stay in character as much as possible. So the question that would be, it would be like, do I see anything of value on that
Okay.
player, on the guard? Because I may not always make you roll a check, but also I would say roll the check, right? So like,
Okay.
do I believe him? Insight check, so on. So we want to just get in the habit of doing that.
All right. I rolled an 11.
11. What specifically are you looking for?
Just anything that would like show me where we are, like where they're from or what they're doing, and if they have anything of value.
Sure. You take a quick glance at these two guards. They don't seem to have anything of worth on them. They're, very basic guards who seem to have, pulled the short stick for a duty of one sort. Yeah, they just have basic armor, basic weapons. One of them looks like he's about to fall asleep. Nothing of note.
All right, then I will just walk on into the bar and
Sit at the bar?
yeah.
Sure. Put you on the bar. All right. So the bartender walks up to the three of you that just walked in. What do you have?
Some
Yeah.
mulled wine.
I can see
Ladies
if I can have
first.
that. I can see if I have something like that. Yeah. What about you, Tiefling?
Ale.
I'm the tiefling.
Well, I guess
I'm
you're
the
half
tiefling.
tiefling too. Forgot. All right. So he goes and he gets some ale. Takes some coin from you guys. What are you guys doing?
So when I came in, I would have taken a glance to see if there was a sort of alternative exit
Perception check.
in the building.
Yep.
That is 11.
11. Also, for the purposes of this, you guys see this railing here?
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a wall. So this would be like another room.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
I,
Okay.
I just don't have the pieces for that. So
Okay.
you do take a gander at the space, and I can kind of show you a little bit more. So you see the full space. At the end of it, there is a piano and what looks to be outhouses, and there's like a dark corner which you can't see if there's an exit or anything like that. There are several windows, but there does not seem to be any exits or entrances, other than there is a stairs that lead to a door right here, but you're not sure where that leads.
Okay. The first table near the door is occupied.
All the tables are technically occupied.
All the tables are
there's-
occupied.
There are some chairs available, some openings available.
No. Okay. So, as much as I dislike standing here, surrounded by this incredibly talkative woman next to me, I don't see a better place to make a quick escape out of this place. So, I'm just gonna. I pull my cowl slightly tighter and kind of lean over the bar, and see how good the Madeira is. Mentally cataloging it in my mind.
Okay. And is that like a wine? Is that a whiskey?
Madeira is it's like a port, basically.
Okay.
Port wine.
Okay.
And as he hunches forward, Arabella will get Angelia will get a glimpse of a dwarf knocking back the beer all in one go. So he's like, Andrew's character's kind of leaning forward. I'm kind of leaning back, chugging it all down.
There you go.
I'm gonna move next to the dwarf. I like the party dwarf. I don't like this hooded man. Well, talking too much. It's a bar. What do you think? This is a library? Which just gets me to. What is the guy on the corner reading? Actually,
Perception
I'm
check.
interested in.
So about this time, the two patrons at this table do get up and they walk out. By the way,
18.
18. He looks to be doing some sort of bookkeeping or numbers. He's got a coin bag next to him, and he's got some books and pens and inks, and he's kind of jotting things down in his notebook and jotting things down on some sort of ledger on the actual bar. And there is what looks to be a coin purse of something where he's either putting coins in or taking coins out. It's hard to tell from this vantage point.
Does this guy look familiar?
Roll a history check.
As soon as that table is vacant,
Mhm.
I want to snag one of those chairs and put it up against the wall, facing with my back to the wall against the door, and take position up at that table and start sort of scanning the room for.
Like there?
Yeah, thereabout.
Okay.
Can I grab one of those chairs too?
Well, you can't really sit on the chairs, but yeah, I could. So where do you want to put the chair?
Just just like where I would be sitting effectively.
Yeah. There's a chair there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
You're so high maintenance.
I am.
Actually,
I'm gonna.
I actually have minis being printed that sit on chairs.
Oh, cool.
It's fun.
That's pretty neat. I'm gonna
then-
slam down my drink and try to get another one. Another, please.
I see this. You're a dwarf, right?
Oh yeah.
All right. I see this dwarf, and I walk up to him, and I'm like, oh, you take great care of yourself there. I see with the alcohol and I admire your dry. And I'm just kind of like saying this while like also kind of downing a beer. Like
The-
words are just slipping out as I'm drinking. Like,
Oh, as he's drinking, I'm gonna reach over and slap him on the back heartily. You gotta take care of yourself where you can, lad.
it's hard to get a good beer around here nowadays, isn't it?
That's why I have a little specialty of my own, and I take out another one of the vials of blue stuff. Have a little bit of this, and I'll uncork it and pour some of it into your drink.
I just take a moment to look at it, and as he's doing it, and I just go, well, it's been a while since somebody's offered to have a little special something in my drink, and I just guzzle
Are you
whatever
trying to
it
be?
is.
Are you trying to be sneaky? Like you're not wanting the bartender to see this?
Oh wait, did I notice that, or was it obvious?
Yeah. I'll try to sneak this in so the bartender doesn't.
All right, do a
doesn't see
sleight
it.
of hand, please. You can do a perception check. Well, I guess he was telling you that it's there, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, that is a natural 20.
Oh, that's good.
Woo!
I rolled a natural 19, so good thing you did that.
Wow. Well, 21, so I don't know if that matters for the
No,
bartender.
it's good. You're good.
I'm just assuming it's more stronger alcohol, like liquor or something.
Okay.
I'm just like,
Uh,
I get excited.
So it tastes a little bit like raspberries, but it makes your tongue go a little bit numb when
Nice.
you're drinking it.
Ooh.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
Clatter and battery essence, good for the soul.
Oh, I mean, I've already had a hard time talking, so what's happening?
I said, it's okay, no time for talking, and I'll clink my drink against his and start.
And I'm like, yes, and I just
So
keep
am I.
guzzling.
Grim, what are you doing?
Do I see the man at the end of the table?
Yeah, I mean, you're sitting right next to him. He's kind of like hunched over. He's holding. And no, it's kind of hard to see. He's literally right next to you, right there. Oh, which guy? You talking about this guy down here, the bookkeeper?
Yeah,
Or-
the bookkeeper.
Yeah. So the bookkeeper is on the end. So roll a perception check for that.
That's a 10.
A 10. You do see a bookkeeper, and I mean your trained roguish ears do hear the clanking of coin, and you're not sure what he's doing over there, but you can kind of discern that he's fiddling with coin at some way.
Okay, I'll go sit next to him.
You're gonna sit over there. Okay.
Awfully crowded over here.
As you walk over there, he's sir, please give me some space. I have some work to do. Please back up. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Calm down.
Yes. What is it?
What kind of work are you doing?
I'm trying to do booking and numbers. Do you know numbers? I don't know numbers. I don't like numbers.
I know of numbers. Can't say I'm good with numbers.
Did I not write his name down? Just 1 second. Sorry, guys. I thought I wrote his name down. Yes, well, Alton is gonna kick my ass if I don't get these numbers square.
Ooh.
Alton, he owns the bar.
Ah. What are the numbers for?
We have to make sure that we're selling enough ale and the patrons are paying enough of the coin.
Ah, for the bookkeeper. That makes sense now.
So he's just.
I wanted to sitting down at this angle, I get a pretty good view, I think, of everybody in the room. This mysterious note that came to us.
Mhm.
I want to see if I can identify A, if I know anyone in the room, and B, who might have tried to bring me to this location.
Sure. Do a perception check for me. With advantage, because that's fun.
That's a 19 on the first one on the die.
Angiana, what were you saying when
20.
he walked over there? 20? Okay.
My history check was a 19.
A 19. What was your question again?
Do I know that guy, the bookkeeper?
No, you do not.
I don't know him.
No. But as the tiefling gentleman walks up and you see this interaction, Baron, you also see this, and Matthias, you also. I mean, you guys are you're all the end of the bar essentially. So you see
Right,
this
yeah.
interaction. You hear the discomfort from the gentleman with the glasses working on the bookkeeping. And what was your perception check? You said 20.
20.
So looking around, you do see two bards, a human female and a human gnome. They seem to be on some sort of stage. They're playing a lute and maybe a guitar of some sort. And next to them, you see a male satyr. Looks to have some sort of container. Looks like he's trying to collect coin from patrons walking around. You do see a few other patrons. You see a gnome and a halfling in the table right in front of you. They look to be
Mhm.
kind of looking over their shoulders, and they're kind of arguing about something, and they keep looking at the door. The table right next to them, you see a tiger folk, a very rare race indeed. But he's wearing very, very nice silks. He seems to have some sort of satchel in his arm, and he's talking very sternly to a gnome. A human gnome, a male gnome sitting across from him. And the two gentlemen to your left, seem to be in some sort of not argument or some sort of disagreement. One of the gentlemen looks like a sailor of sorts. He's still wearing his hat. The other one looks a little bit more finely dressed. And the gentleman over on the other end by the piano, you can barely see him over
I can
here.
barely see him.
Yeah, right over there. He's just, you can't see his face, but you can see the back of his head. He's just playing the piano. At this first glance, you don't see anyone that looks familiar.
How about the characters at the bar? Do I recognize any of them? Or the barkeep?
You can roll a history check, actually, with that perception check.
+6. That's a nat 20 with a +6.
That'll do it.
Hey,
Wow.
dice are on fire tonight.
Yeah, they are. It's because I'm using my dice tray.
All right, you see at the end of the bar, he's now by himself because everyone else has left him on the one end of the bar. The gentleman over here, on this corner right here, he does look very familiar. He's a human fighter, an adventurer of sorts. His name is Kilvar. He looks kind of down out of his luck, but he does look familiar. It seems like you've done some dealings with him, or maybe you've gone adventuring with him in the past.
Okay. Do I get... Let's see. Would talking to him in this place be a danger to... Would it be dangerous for him to know that I am here or who I am?
Do an intelligence check for that.
Straight up intelligence, because that'd be a 4.
A 4. The best of your knowledge, it's a pretty rowdy, kind of grimy-ish tavern. You've been here several times before. You know that the owner is ornery at times, which is the reason why there's guards there, just to make sure that things kind of don't get too out of hand. But I would say with that role, it's safe to say that you could at least try to have a conversation with him without any threat of danger.
Okay. I would slide up to the bar, Madeira, my glass being empty at this point.
Okay.
Signal the barkeep for 2 whiskeys.
Okay.
Slide one over, and I would take the note that I was given and set his glass on top of it and slide it over to him. And I would say, let's see. It's been a long time, Kilvin.
Would he know you by your real name?
He would.
Emeriel, what are you doing here? I thought you
Have
were
a drink
dead.
with. Most do. Have a drink with me.
Sure, why not? And as he picks up the glass and he takes a swig of it, he sees this letter. What is this? Where did you get this?
I thought you'd be the one to tell me.
I've gotten similar letters like this from Alton before, but never this vague.
You say it's from Alton.
Yes.
Hmm.
And you would know that
Did you-
Alton's the one who owns the tavern.
Right, you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
Is that why you're here today?
No. I lost my brother. He was being a jackass of all things, and he didn't make it, unfortunately. So I'm drinking to his name.
I take his glass, just kind of slide it gently toward me, and pour the rest of my whiskey into his, and give him a big slap on the back, and then turn and face the room and see if I can find Alton.
Okay, perception check. What are the rest of you guys doing?
14.
14.
I'm probably on my next drink, and I guess I'm waiting for the next song to come on, and I'm gonna go and start get on the floor and start dancing up
Okay.
at the front there.
Sure.
I'm bored. I want to move somewhere else in the room.
What do you want to do?
I'd like to go check out the performers.
Sure. Okay. So with that,
I see them talking on the other side of the bar now.
Say it again.
I said I see them talking on the other side of the bar now.
Yeah, you would have seen this other hooded figure talking to the gentleman on the other side of the bar, and you see they have a little conversation. Do a perception check for me.
Ugh, 8.
8. Okay. I mean, you see that there was some word exchanges, and after the hooded figure taps the other guy on the back, he turns around and he kind of scans the room really quickly. But that's all you pick up. With your 14 perception check, you look around. You know what Alton looks like, but you do not see him yet. He usually wears very vibrant silk robes, lots of golds and silvers, usually some sort of head wrap. Always kind of carrying a bag of coin, just because he's that kind of guy. But you do know that his study, his room, is at that doorway, at the stairwell.
So where that wall is that you described is where that's kind of where he keeps
his room. Yeah.
Okay.
Can tip it up now.
Yep.
What did the letter say exactly?
It just said meet at the Dusty Tankard
Okay.
at sundown.
I will go over to the other side of the bar
Okay.
and sit next to the hooded figure man.
Okay. So as Amriel, as you are kind of scanning the room, this hooded tiefling figure wearing very similar garbs to what you're wearing approaches you, kind of with some purpose. Not averting his eyes, he's just kind of staring right at you as he's walking up.
I want to, so being very sensitive to people approaching me at the moment, I want to discern what his intention is.
Sure, you can do a insight check. Are you walking just to say hi? Or are you walking just to sit next to him?
I'm walking to say hi.
Okay.
Insight 17.
17. He looks like he's walking towards you with purpose. You don't see any sort of aggression yet. He is just casually walking directly to you with some sort of purpose. So, Graham, you do
Hello,
approach
sir.
him?
How are you tonight?
Tiefling.
Human. Not human, right?
Is there something I can do for you?
Yes. I was looking to talk to you and your friend here.
Is there a particular reason that you'd like to talk to us? My friend here is drowning his sorrows from the death of his brother.
Sorry to hear about that. I was given this letter, and I was told to come here. I saw you had a piece of paper.
Cast a glance back at Kilvin. And can I pull, I'm going to grab, what's your character's name again? I'm sorry.
Grim.
Grim. So take Grim kind of by the arm, put my arm around his back, and kind of escort him back to that table by the door.
Okay.
While that's happening, I'm right by all the performers, right? And Gianna, are you there with me too?
Yeah, she
Yes.
wanted to go look at the bards.
Okay. I'm gonna slap the back of one of the closest performers, like, put on something a little jaunty. Me and Horns here want to have a dance.
Okay.
And I'm assuming your horns are visible, right? Indiana?
Yes, they
Yeah.
are. That's pretty rude of you.
You'll get used to it, lass. Now, a dance.
Who are you?
And I'll do a little flourish.
No, don't touch me, dwarf.
Then I'll dance on my own, and I'm gonna start. As the jaunty. Are they gonna start playing something or?
We'll go with that.
Who is this? He is so stinky.
Oh yeah, I am not.
You are
like,
a stinky dwarf.
I've got like my face is kind of a little droopy. It doesn't look like I'm old. It looks like I was in some kind of accident. But I'm okay. I'm okay with whatever I look like. And I'm gonna start dancing. I'm assuming this is gonna be a performance check. Yeah.
Sure. I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of jaunty dances. We're gonna go back to the Arabian thing.
It's okay. That is gonna be an 11. and I'm really feeling the music, but the music might not be feeling me.
Sure. You feel like you're in the groove. You're Lord of the Dance right now. Other people are looking at you a little weird. Grim and Emeriel, you do notice that this dwarf that was sitting at the tavern, who doesn't necessarily fit, is standing next to this very, very human, attractive-looking tiefling. She has horns, but she does look more human than she does tiefling. Just kind of standing. Are you just standing there, looking at admiring the bards, Gianna?
No, I'm actually. I'm scoping out the place.
Okay.
Quietly and more stealthily.
Sure.
I'm actually interested in is that a piano player in the back that
Yes.
we couldn't see before?
Yes, it is.
I'd like to check that guy out a little bit more.
Sure. Can you do a perception check, actually?
17.
17.
Wow.
You glance around. You don't see anyone that you know, but you do see two hooded figures now sitting at a table in the corner by the door.
Oh, that one again. Okay. So
Yes,
I guess
the same two guys that you were sitting.
you know
next
what?
to.
They just keep on popping up. So I'm sorry. I think I was fixing my mic. DM, can you just tell me I also got the note? That's why I'm there.
Yeah, you did.
So I'm gonna go join them at the bar.
Okay. So you make your way over to this table. Now the three of you are, two of you are kind of sitting there just scoping out the scene and this obscene dwarf dancing and frolicking to this Arabian music that doesn't seem like it goes well with this crowd. But he smacked him anyway, so they're playing this music. But you see this tiefling woman walking up to your table.
Hey guys, would you like a drink? I'm buying the next round.
Yeah.
Yeah?
What exactly are you buying?
Whatever you'd like.
Just an ale, I think.
Okay. How about you?
I'll have an ale too.
Okay. So I'll go get their ales
Okay.
and come back
Okay.
to them.
So you take a few minutes. You walk to the bar. You hail the bartender. You get drinks. You come back to the table and deliver said drinks.
Okay. I got a note to come here. Do you guys know anything about this place?
It seems that Alton's preparing some kind of team. This must be
Team.
serious. I wonder
What
if
are you
anyone else has a note.
What kind of team?
Well, my other tiefling friend here and I also received a note. It said to arrive here on this day at this time. So, assuming your note matches, perhaps we three are intended to perform some kind of task for
In
Alton.
that way.
Matthias, what are you doing? Sorry.
Who?
Yeah, what are you doing, Matthias?
Oh, I'm chatting up with the bartender. I'm just like, oh, you know, this is a great establishment you have here. I'm surprised I've never visited before. This is fantastic. Hey, you guys need to put up some promotional stuff or something, because I would have come here a lot sooner if I known about it.
This place is shit. What are you drinking?
I'm sorry. It's just been a while. You know, it's just, I mean, it's been a while since I've seen a dwarf dance to, you know, just out in public like that. And I just, what did you give me? This is very good. I asked for the strongest drink. What is this?
It's ale. It's shit. Tastes like
All right.
piss. What are you putting in the drink? I think someone spiked your drink.
Well, you know, it's fine. It's fine. I'm having a great time.
Do you
I
still
don't
have
care.
your coin purse?
Do I?
Does
I didn't
he?
take anything.
Yeah, right now you still have it, yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, it's right here. I mean, it's fine. But anyway, I had a recommendation here to come here, and I'm really glad that I did. Somebody left me a note, and you know, I
A note,
I wouldn't
a
have come
note, you
by if
say?
it wasn't without it.
The second that you say note, you watch as the bartender kind of puts his 2 fingers up real quick and points to the dwarven guard at that gate, at the base of the stairwell, and that dwarven guard comes and puts her hand on your shoulder and pulls you towards the stairwell to walk up the stairs.
Oh, well, okay. I guess we're moving now. That's great. That's where we're going.
Does he have any control over his voice, or would we be able to hear him at our
Oh,
table?
I would say you would totally hear him. I mean, the tavern is relatively quiet at this moment. The band is in between playing Arabian Nights and everything else. I would say, Baron, can you make a perception check since you're drunk
Sure,
and
yeah.
dancing?
Woohoo, that is a 5.
Yeah, I'd say you're still spinning and dancing. The music stopped about 3-4 minutes ago, but you're still.
Do I
Whirling
hear
dervish.
do I hear the word note, or am I totally lost in?
I would
in my
say
cups?
in that moment you did not hear the word note.
Great. I'm gonna keep dancing then. I'm happy
Okay.
where I'm at.
Fair enough. So what are you doing? What are you guys doing?
Did
I
we
mean,
go-
I'm just being led somewhere by this.
Yeah, she just grabbed you by the shoulder and is kind of like escorting you up the stairs at the moment.
Okay. Oh, I love surprises.
Do you now?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I see.
Where are we going? Is there some back room action going on or something? What's going on?
I do not care for the business of that. You go up the stairs. He's waiting for you.
Oh, okay, cool. And I go into the room that she's leading
Okay.
me to.
What's everyone else doing?
Hearing him say the word note and seeing the barkeep kind of
Mhm.
pay attention to that and lead him up to that door, I would get up, probably because I'm coming behind him, give Grim a touch on the shoulder and a look to Arabella and go up to follow right behind.
Okay. So the 3 of you quickly start moving in that direction. And as the bartender kind of scans you over, are you just going beeline to the guard in the stairwell? Or are you going to the
Yeah.
bartender?
Going to the guard at the stairwell.
Okay. As you all kind of walk with some sort of purpose, the bartender seems that he is kind of aware of where you're going. And as the half elf walks through the doorway and the doorway is still open, the dwarven guard comes back down the stairs, sees you. You must be with the drunk. Go on. He's waiting for you.
Do I see this group of people going up the stairs right now?
Perception check.
That is a 21.
21. Yes, you would see 3 other people walking with some sort of purpose towards that stairwell.
Do they?
How
Do
convenient.
I notice them having any of the notes in their hands or anything, or am I ignorant of that?
Do any of you guys are you?
I put mine in my pocket. I'm
Yeah,
not
I gave mine to
visible
Kilvin.
waving that out.
Okay. Yep. no,
Okay.
I would say no, but they are walking. They all do an intelligence check. I won't give you a freebie. Why not?
18.
18. These same figures seem very awkward, out of place. 2 of them have their hoods up. They look extra sketchy. The half tiefling human woman definitely looks out of place. This is not her kind of bar. And they all kind of showed up about the same time you did. So I think you could put 2 and 2 together that they might be attached to something that you're doing.
Well then, I'm gonna take an extra coin and flip it towards the whatever hat box the bards have in front of them.
Okay.
And I'm going to see if I can get another drink real quick before I head upstairs.
There you go. Get out of here.
I'll nod and say, "To the best bartender in the house," and I'll start walking up the stairs.
God, I need a new job. All right, so the rest of you, the 4 of you, do end up going up the stairs, and as you finally cross through the threshold into this other room, the door behind you closes, and inside this room, you do see I don't know if you guys can see it. We don't need to actually do this. We can just do theater of the mind for this. So, I don't normally do interior stuff, but I wanted to do it because I had it up anyway. And it was just kind of to give Arabella kind of an idea of what like what the scene would look like. So a lot of times when we do interior stuff, NPC stuff, it's all really theater of the mind and role play, and I'll try to be as descriptive as possible. Because it does get a little clunky and does take a little longer when you're actually like moving minis around and stuff. But I digress. So you walk into the room and you see the room is very, very clean. There is a bed in the back corner. There is several chests that look to be latched shut. There is a table of sorts with an assortment of multicolored liquids and such, and some of them are bubbling. It seems like some sort of he's doing some experiments or he's creating some sort of potions. You do see what looks to be a nook or a study where there's lots of books and notes and everything. Everything's closed and kept very, very neat and tidy. And you do see a man. He's wearing a purple, very nice silk gown with like a gold sash around his head. He does have a purple like headband on. He stands up. He places the coins, the bags of coins that he has in his possession, into one of the chests. He closes the chest, and he does kind of a wisp with one of his hands, and you watch as this little purplish spark of arcane energy kind of spark out of his eyes, and you see a little, almost like little purplish, like, you know, like if you like the Static Shock where you see like that little blue spark of like lightning. Imagine like a purple and a little bit more seen version of that. So he somehow locks the lock with some sort of magic. Turns to you all. Well, you finally made it to my tavern, so thank you for taking the time. It took a little longer than I thought it would, but I have to be patient for the requests of people with your talents.
Perhaps next time, use a little bit more detail in your summons.
Yes, my bookkeeper is a little slow in some regards. I need to make sure. Fuck, I'll just kill him. I don't think I need him anymore. Yes, I've heard that before. It's something we're working on. It's like he did this last minute or something.
He's not very good with numbers either.
He's not. That asshole. told me he
Wait,
was
somebody,
giving-
we're killing somebody. Is it, what's going on? Was somebody dying?
No, actually, the exact opposite. A very
Oh, I got excited.
a good associate of mine. She goes by the name of Trixie. She is a gnomish woman, bright pink hair, and she's kind of a spit fuck, if I would say that. She's very saucy, but she got herself into some sort of trouble. She went out to the woods, the silent woods, and she was supposed to retrieve an artifact for me. Well, apparently, everyone died, and she was taken. So I'm not sure what the status is of my goods or my Trixie. So, I reached out to some of my contacts. You were the names that I got. For whatever reasons, I'm still undecided if you're even worthy of this kind of task, but I need someone to head out to the woods, check the abandoned keep, and venture deep inside of that and see if Trixie's still alive. If she's alive, great. I give you 300 gold pieces for her. If she's dead, it's fine. But I want my artifact as well. She had it on her person. At least that's what I was told.
As he's finishing up his little spiel, I'm kind of downing the last bit of my tankard, and I take a big gulp and say, 300 gold, aye?
300
Is that
gold
what I
for
hear?
her, and 400 gold for the artifact.
I'm gonna take my my tankard and slam it against the ground. We're going tonight.
Where, dwarf?
Please clean up your mess,
Where?
sir. This is a very tighty space.
I see what the dwarf did. I recognize him from a moment earlier. And he's like, oh, well, if he's doing it, I'm definitely in. I'm totally in. What are we doing again?
You'll catch up, buddy. I'll
Okay.
I'll slap him on the back as I'm going to get the tankard,
Ah.
and I'm gonna take this moment to take a look at what's going on in those in his little alchemist set and see what he's brewing.
Oh, investigation check.
Could I roll an Arcana check for this?
Sure.
That is a 6.
A 6. At first glance, you're not entirely sure. There's a lot of colors of lots of different things, and the things that are actually bubbling is like a greenish liquid. There is some sort of smoky mist in one of them, and you do see one of those fancy little tubes where it's coming out and it's steaming into itself, kind of thing. But yeah, at first glance, you're not quite sure what he's doing there.
Okay. I'm not gonna make any comment. I'm just
Okay.
eyeing it.
Of course.
Do I recognize that potion that he's making? Alton's making?
You can do a history check. I wouldn't know. Do you have any experience with the stuff like that? I don't think so.
Straight 12. Where's
12.
history? +2. 14.
14. I mean, you know it's an alchemist table. It looks like he's kind of fiddling with something. You're not entirely sure what it is, though, because you're not really proficient with alchemist supplies and tools and such. But you do identify it as some sort of alchemist station.
Mentioned that there were like books and stuff.
Mhm.
I'd also like to do a check to see if I recognize any of the books lying around.
Sure. Do a perception check.
Okay. It's a 12.
A 12. Looking around, I mean, some of the books seem to be more journals than books. There
Gotcha.
is a bookcase next to the bed, but it's much further away from where you are.
Got ya.
There's lots of furniture and him in your way that seem to be more of like the novel types or maybe educational books. But essentially everything that is in the little study nook there doesn't have any labels on it, so they do seem to be more journal
Okay.
types. Cool. So yes, you take this job, yeah?
I
What's his,
assume I assume the late call and the price that you're willing to pay for this artifact implies a bit of urgency,
Yes, of course.
and these were the best people you could get on such short notice.
The only people that were available, yes. Unfortunately.
Dwarf,
But you see these bubbling liquids here? I'm not sure what she was doing, but if she doesn't come back here soon, this tavern might blow up. I don't know, but I don't want to touch anything. So
Oh, I
please,
like explosions. Explosions are great.
see if you can retrieve her and bring her back and the artifact. I believe we need this for her experiment.
of course. Dwarf,
All right.
don't touch anything. Someone hold up this.
I stand up straight. I would never touch anybody else's experiment. They are practicing on their own. It is their deal. I am offended, sir.
I need to move to a different town. I think this is terrible. All right.
What's the artifact you speak of?
What's that?
What's the artifact you speak of?
It is an artifact. It is something of some sort of arcane nature. I am not actually sure what it is. One of Trixie's people was able to find this item, and she said it was of grave importance for us to get it here to complete her experiments. She's the boss. I don't tell her what to do. I don't know what's going on.
Okay, I'm in.
Great. Please, go.
Do you have transport for us, or should we arrange that ourselves?
I mean, it's not too far. It's maybe a half-day travel up to the forest towards the mountains. But no, I don't have any travel for you. No.
Traveling at night could be dangerous, even a half-day's journey.
This is true.
Might we perchance leave at dawn, or is the urgency too important?
I mean, if she dies, she dies, yeah? I guess that's up to you.
Well,
How
you
long
don't
has she
seem to
been
care
gone?
that much.
About a day.
A day.
We should probably move as fast as possible.
What's that?
Can I look around at the motley crew around us, and I kind of try to figure out like who's got weapons, who's unarmed. Like I want to kind of see, like, scope everyone out.
I would say with some of the perception checks you've done in the past, the two hooded figures have probably weapons. You can see some inklings of that. The other two seem to be wearing, robes of some sort, so you don't see any visible weapons. I would assume. I don't know, but
Do you get him?
Nope.
failed his deck.
Can we get this half-elf a horse, perhaps? I'm not sure he's going to make it all the way to the forest.
I've got 2 feet. I can walk. It's gonna be fine. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be
Can't really hold his liquor,
fantastic.
that one, huh?
I think we should eat. Can we eat something first?
There's food here too? Oh my god, I love this place.
I think they need to eat.
Perhaps a meal.
Sober up a bit.
Yes.
Do they have like a forever stew here, or?
Oh my goodness gracious! Get out of my office, please. Before I regret doing this and I have to go find somebody else.
I'll kind of slip out ahead of everyone in the back, and get down in front of everyone at the bottom of the stairs, and give a kind of a little bow. I suppose now is a good time for introductions. The name's Baron Ironscribe, and I'll kind of twirl my mug on my finger a little bit. And I'll kind of walk backwards, allowing everyone else to kind of come down the stairs with us.
Well, I am Grim. Nice to meet you all.
Grim.
Angiana.
Horns. Good to
Yes.
see you again.
Good to see you, dwarf. You're a dwarf, right?
I know. Sometimes it's a little hard to tell. When you get a closer look at him, think like Emperor Palpatine, how his face is all kind of a little melty, but a lot happier looking.
A smiling emperor.
Oh, that's terrible.
Well, my name is Matthias, and I gotta say that it's been a while since I've been on a Adventist quest. Is that what we're calling it? Yeah, whatever. Nice to meet you.
Can we get this man a cup of coffee or something?
I think we should send him first.
So, for expediency, let's say you get some food, you get some drink, you get a couple rooms for the evening, you get a good night's rest. In the morning, we'll start the second part of the adventure. So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick, I don't know, like 5-10 minute break if you guys want to go to the bathroom or eat something real quick. I'm gonna put my kid back to sleep because he woke up, and then I'm gonna get everything set up for the next thing. But I'll be back in like 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
But make
Nobody
sure
leave. Don't leave this.
don't leave. Yeah, don't leave the
click
video.
the stop video button.
No.
Just to the keep.
We
Okay.
should get to the
Let's
keep.
do it.
So, the morning takes you. The morning takes you. You all wake up from a somewhat restful evening. A couple of you might be slightly hungover. You go downstairs, you get some breakfast, you gather your materials, and you head out of the tavern to begin your quest. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna make sure I get a breakfast ale for the way out.
Natural.
Assuming that these people are all idiots, I'm going to purchase from the bar an extra ration for each of them.
Sure. So,
Good job.
yeah, 10 silver, you get some rations, call it a day.
Hmm.
DM, may I ask?
Hmm?
Do we take notes on how much money we have?
Yes. So, depending on, for the purposes of the show, when you're with the show, you're just going to keep track of your own money.
Okay.
For groups that become a party and you guys are more of like a family unit, sometimes you have your own personal cash, and then you'll have someone who usually has like a bag of holding who keeps the party's money, right? So right now, but yes, you do keep track of. Don't worry about it for this thing, but yes,
Okay.
when we do start the show, everyone will have a little coin, and any coin that you get is divvied out. Yes, so anything. So this is a good point that you brought up. Besides the fact these horses are way too loud, you need to write down everything that you
Okay.
grab and keep track of. It is not my responsibility to remember that one really cool item that you got. D&D Beyond's different because if it's a specific magical item, I'm going to create it and put it in your inventory. But you still have to
There
kind
are
of get on me for doing that. But if it's like coins, if it's like you got this wooden horse from this kid who was in a burning house and he told you about his life story and it was something symbolic and maybe it had a magic sigil on it, but you wanted to get it checked out, but you never did. So if it's an unidentified magic item that is in your person, that is not going to be in D&D Beyond. So until either you what's the spell? I'm blanking right
Identify.
now. Identify. So unless you or someone in your party can identify a magic item, or you take it to some magic user who can identify a magic item, until this item is identified that this is a magical jar of Excedrin, because I get migraines every day, then you don't know what it is. So if you don't write this down and you lose your notebook, sorry. If you don't remember how many coins you have, and I have no idea how much money you have. Like you
And
can.
D&D Beyond has ways to track all of
Yes.
this stuff.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
So you can go into your other possessions under equipment,
Notes.
and you can see all of those
coins.
items.
Yeah.
And if you click on the currency button, it'll bring up a little tab. You can add or subtract currency. It gives you the
Okay.
values for each.
It's a beautiful
And
app.
then-
Beautiful app.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm not that familiar with it, so I'm glad we're going over this.
Yeah. And,
if anybody wants,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say, if anybody wants to talk D&D Beyond, I use it all the time
It's amazing.
for everything. So I'll help.
It is
I'll help
clunky
you,
though.
like-
It is very clunky though.
It's a little clunky. The mobile is a little clunky. I think the desktop is a little better, but anyway,
Yeah.
let's ask me questions about D&D
Yeah.
Beyond if you want.
And usually, like, I'm not taking notes right now, but usually when I'm playing a game, I do tend to have a pen and paper available just so I can jot things down quickly.
Yeah.
That's always very helpful to have.
Hey Chris, how are you doing? Because I've never really done a game that really put a lot of emphasis on rations and stuff. How do you approach that?
I'm a little bit more casual with that. I mean, it's fun to keep track of that stuff. I mean, you do need to take a break and you do eat, and it's all part
Right.
of role play. Like I do like it because if you're traveling and it's a day travel, you stop for a short rest for whatever reasons, if you need to get any abilities back, or if you stubbed your toe and you want to roll a hit die, or you just sit and you eat. Like it just adds an RP element because this is story
Sure.
driven, right? So if we do the entire show and no one eats, then it's a little weird, right? Because
An easy way to
yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say an easy way to think about it is every long rest, subtract 3 rations. Whether or not you ate those rations kind of that day or whatever, it's just kind of a nice average to
Sure.
keep track of that.
Yeah.
It's 3 meals a day.
Yeah, I mean, and there will be an abundance of whatever. So like, it's all about repercussions too. So this is really to, Arabella, like, if your character likes to pickpocket, or if you steal buns or muffins or something, and that's your thing, right? So you need to tell me, like, yeah, I have a weakness. Anytime I see a muffin, I grab it. I don't pay for it. I just grab it. I'm like, ooh, I'm going to put muffins everywhere. So then you're like, "Arr," and then you have to, like, make a wisdom save so you don't steal a muffin. And if you steal a muffin and someone catches you, then what do? Kill them? You know, so then what happens if you kill them? Then a guard comes, you go to jail, and your friends either bail you out or you die in jail. So there's, like, all these different things that can happen depending on, you know, what's going on. But, yeah, so the answer to your question is, yeah, I mean, you keep track of your rations, you know, it can be something as casual as like, all right, so what do you guys want to do today? You know, you want to go to the store and I want to get this, and this. Cool. I want to get, you know, a week's rations. Cool. It's 50 silver. You get a week's rations, and then you stock up on rations or something like that. And if it's
Okay.
basic stuff like that, it could be super easy. If it's magical components, so like sorcerer, right, or wizard, you know, you have components. So if you need 500 gold pieces worth of diamond dust for, what is it, shatter spell? I can't even remember. But you might need components for certain things. So you need to actually go to a store and buy those components and keep track of those components. And it's all the honor system, right? So like if you use the 500 gold pieces worth of diamond dust to do this spell, you can't do that spell until you go to a store and buy diamond dust again. You know.
Yeah.
And
Just as a note on that, Chris, I'm sorry.
yeah, no,
A spell component is not consumed unless it specifies that in the spell description. So if it says, yeah, you need a 500 gold piece black pearl to cast Identify, or a 100 gold piece pearl to cast Identify, you just need to have that on your person. But then if you lose that, you can't cast Identify again.
Yeah.
But you can also bypass that by using an arcane focus or something along those lines.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So you guys are in the actual town. You're right outside of the tavern. You're near the north gate that heads towards the Silent Woods. What would you guys like to do?
Keep on getting out
I
the
suppose
town.
we should get some horses for the road. Make our trip a little faster, eh?
I have hooves. I don't need horse.
I don't suppose you want to give any of us a piggyback ride then.
Especially not you, dwarf.
Ah, that's okay. I got my own two hooves right here, and I'll kind of tap my feet on the ground.
All right.
Get some horses, yeah.
The trouble with
Right.
horses is they make quite a bit of noise on the approach.
They do.
I wonder if traveling on foot might be easier for us to manage, especially in what could be as precarious
Did
situation as we are in.
he say that it would take a day and a half on foot? Is that what he said?
He said half a day, but for you, who knows?
Oh, right. Okay.
How's your head, by the way?
On my head. Oh, you know, it's a bit fuzzy, but it's always a bit fuzzy.
Ah, we've all been there, young one, lad.
Cool. So we'll say that, for the purpose of this, you guys take almost a half day, a few hours, and you head north towards the woods. You are kind of walking through a clearing or a kind of a vale where there's not a whole lot of trees. You're starting to get to the thick of the woods. Can everyone please make a perception check?
18?
18.
7.
6.
18.
18.
I am not paying attention.
Very good. So
Hangovers are
also
a bitch.
for the purpose of this, we might have like Facebook open or something, because for example, like if Andrew and Arabella rolled high and everyone else rolled shit and it's some sort of surprise thing, I might private message you, like if you're the only one, hey, you see this. It's up to you if you want to tell anybody if you see it. Like, especially if you see like an open
Oh,
chest
okay.
of gold, you're like, I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick, coin, right? So I'm going to try to keep some of that, just to keep the meta kind of just a surprise. So then it's like
Okay.
secret notes, secret messages kind of thing.
You would use Messenger for that as opposed to Discord?
Or we could use Discord. We'd have to decide what that
Whatever
is.
whatever works. I just
Yeah.
would need to know which.
I have
I
4
think
monitors.
Discord
I
is
can do.
less distracting because if you're on Facebook, like who knows
True.
what message you might get.
True.
I've also found Discord is usually a little, or Facebook is a little slower than Discord. So
That's also true. Cool. Good to know. Let's use Discord. Okay. So with your perception checks, you do see off in the distance, maybe 300-400 feet away. You're definitely not still in the town, so let's fix that real quick. I got distracted.
As did some of us.
So it is
It happens.
I
roughly
was gonna say
roughly
something, but-
midday. The cloud cover is relatively light. You do hear, the chirpings and the sounds of wildlife off in the distance, and a very light sprinkle of rain is kind of coming off of the clouds. Off in the distance, about 300-400 feet, you do see what looks to be a dark-like structure that kind of fits the description of this abandoned keep that Alton had guided you to go towards.
Alex, what was your character's name?
Matthias.
I'm going to be walking next to Matthias, and you got a low perception as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're probably like chatting or something.
Yeah. So I'm pointing out every patch of berries and describing what they taste like, and it's like these are the Lethaniel berry, the Laren berries you had last night. I mushed them up into a nice paste, and I dry them up into a powder, and then add them into a little bit of extract.
Oh, I'm gonna have to make a note of that. That was fantastic.
I wouldn't get the ones by the road here. They tend to get sprayed with all kinds of nasty stuff. Go out into the woods and find one in a nice little quiet clearing, and get your basket, get your Laren berries away from the road.
Oh, thank you. That I will keep that in mind. Thank you.
And these over here, and it's just gonna go on like that.
Yeah.
Let's keep an eye out. We know that someone was attacked here, so let's keep an eye out for perhaps additional fresh tracks, so to speak, of something. How recently has this road been traveled? Are we on a road? You mentioned
No,
a road, right?
You were on a road, but the road has veered off, and you've kind of just
Okay,
free-range.
so-
Oh, look at that. We're not on a road anymore. Look.
Even more
look down.
important. Even more important. Fresh tracks, especially for something larger than ourselves, I would say.
Sure.
There was a building.
Yeah,
There
there
was
was
a
a dark
broken-down
structure 400 or 500 feet away,
Okay.
deep within the woods. The trees are hiding most of it from your vantage point.
Assume we go towards that place then.
Oh, look, there it is. That's a place. Do we think that's where the thing is? The person. The thing and the person.
Well, we've
Person
been
and the
traveling
thing.
for about half a day, so
Mm-hmm.
it's probably it. Let's keep going.
All right.
I
So-
believe we're looking for a little spit fuck. I believe is what the bartender called her.
That is how he
So
described it.
go ahead and do a perception check.
All of us.
Yeah,
Everyone? Okay. Different from the previous perception check?
correct. You traveled maybe 200 feet.
Okay.
About
11.
half split the distance.
A 1.
A 0.
What?
That's
A
impressive.
0. Jesus.
I turn to the dwarf and say, "Can you shut your mouth more 5 minutes?" As I roll a 7.
I got a 13.
A 13.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna start
I am
counting.
just
Okay.
drooling about these berries that he keeps telling me about. Just like
Got
I'm
it.
getting so hungry.
So Grim, you kind of start to see what looks to be footprints in the ground,
Oh.
but with the storm and the rain coming in, it's making it very difficult to identify what kind of footprints. But you are seeing pairs of footprints in your immediate vicinity, but you cannot
Oh.
identify what they are.
Oh
You
God.
guys see these footprints?
No. What the? Oh God. Wait, you notice the rain? It's raining.
Yes, I
God.
can tell.
I put up a hood and I'm just like, oh great.
So with that perception check, Grim, you look up to kind of to chat with the rest of your party, and you look off in the distance, maybe 100 feet from your location. You do see what looks to be a fire that is now being put out because of the rain. So you have that smoldering and the smoke coming up where it is a freshly put out fire, and about 50 feet or less than that, maybe 20 feet past that, you do see the remnants of some sort of abandoned building.
I see what looks like a fire up ahead. I think we should proceed with caution.
Oh, do we think that maybe that's where what's her face was killed? Maybe.
We don't know if she's dead.
Oh
Well,
right, right. I forgot. Sorry.
Is everyone in? Is anyone in like chainmail or heavy armor or anything? Does it look like we could
No.
mostly cloth and leather kind of stuff?
I think so.
I'm not wearing armor.
Yeah, I'm
So
just, I'm lightweight.
okay. I think it might be advantageous if we move quickly and get as close to the structure as we can without making a sound.
I should
Okay.
try to sneak up there.
I'll be quiet.
Stealth
I
checks,
promise.
please. Can everyone please roll a
Stealth.
stealth check?
22?
22.
15.
15.
A 1.
Oh.
You're
7.
just saying that.
No,
7.
I'm not.
7. Baron.
Forcer. Baron. He's still quiet. What'd you roll? Dwarf.
Ah, has it been 5 minutes yet? I rolled a 16.
16. Okay. As you continue towards trying to be as stealthily as possible towards this structure and the smoke emanating from the fire pit, your friend Matthias does stumble and fall prone, splashing on the ground, making as much noise as you can make during a thunderstorm of sorts. But as he does that, and you all kind of pause and look down, you see what looks to be 3 or 4 goblin-like creatures walking around the space near the fire.
Oh, it's not my fault. The ground came up and met me. I didn't do it.
In the
Do
distance.
they seem to have noticed?
Let's see.
And they're how far away?
65, 70 feet maybe.
Okay. Do they look to be communicative? Or
You can do a perception check.
13?
13. They are armed. They do look, because like in the world of Ukador, there's technically 3 types of goblins. You have like the feral goblins, which are just, they're just crazy and they attack people. You have the more
Right.
civilized kind that are like, World of Warcraft kind of goblins where they're tinkerers or
Gotcha.
bartenders or whatever. And then you have like kind of a mixed breed of the both, where they were civilized and they've been outside too long. These seem to be a little bit more like that, so it's they are wearing what looks to be like some sort of leather armor. They are armed with either short swords or daggers,
Mhm.
and a couple of them are around the fire pit, and the other ones are kind of wandering around. But that's the best you can discern with that.
I'm going to try and separate myself just a little bit
Okay,
from everyone else.
sure.
I'll pull out my short bow and knock an arrow, but not draw.
Okay.
And I will stay with the party. And I notice Grim slipping away. I think that's a good idea. Grim, circle around. Come from behind. And as long as they don't see us, I'll wait until he's kind of behind them before I do anything else.
Okay. So for
What are these goblins doing right now?
they're kind of just wandering around at the moment. Oh, I'm realizing your camera's backwards. Interesting. Is there a way?
Oh, there's a lot of them.
Is there a way
There's
to
not just
flip-
3.
Is there a way to flip cameras in?
Oh, there's more than 3.
Oh, enable mirror to.
Wow.
There we go. Cool. That's better.
There's
Cool.
a lot of them.
Whose camera's
Yes.
background?
Cool. So
3,
you
4,
can't
5,
you
6,
can't totally see it, but you see where my finger is right here.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are right below that, and this is Grim right here.
Okay.
Okay.
And we're about 65 feet away from them.
Give or take, yeah.
So guys, I have I can put them to sleep because I can cast a spell to put them to sleep if we need to.
I'm not sure
I
you
might
could get
need a
hold of
rest.
them. Angian, I'm not sure you could get hold of them in one go.
You don't think?
No.
This
I doubt it.
this fortress over there. Does it look like there's any way through other than just this front entrance?
You can do a perception check.
That is a 17.
17. At like a deeper look, it does seem to go on. You're not sure. You can't see if there's any other entrances. You do see that there is a doorway, and then there's like a break in the rubble because this is like a broken down keep of sorts. So it's hard to tell from this vantage point.
I'll kind of elbow whoever's closest and point towards that kind of break in the rubble. Say, you might want to try around that way.
Can I see Grimes or Grims? What's your name?
Grim.
Grimes is great.
Grims.
Grim.
Grim is not
Grim.
not too far away from you. You guys are kind of 30 feet away from him, and he's tucked behind a rock right now.
Are the goblins speaking a language?
I mean, they're muttering to themselves, but you're not close enough to identify that. So for the purposes of this, let's go ahead and roll initiative so we know who's doing what. So 20 and above.
20.
How do you spell it? Matthias. 15
What's initiative? Do I add anything on that?
You roll a d20 and you add your initiative bonus. Which
Do I have it?
which is +1.
Where is that?
It'll be your dexterity modifier.
Yeah.
Oh, dexterity. Okay.
Well, your initiative identifier is right below your proficiency bonus on the character sheet, right in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
next to your armor class.
So, Chris, I've got a thing. I'm going to send you a thing on Discord that you might
Haven't-
like.
I've got 18.
It's you don't have to use it right now, but it's a random table of goblin behaviors, trying to figure out what those goblins are doing.
Cool. 15 to 20.
I got 18.
18. 10 to 15.
14.
14.
And 12.
12. Grim.
The rogues are being patient.
Apparently. What'd you get, Baron?
4.
Nice. Hey, look, I got your guys' names down. All right, so
Yay.
top of the order, Matthias. What would you like to do?
Let me click on the battle. So we're below the bottom left frame. Is that what you said?
Yeah, you're right. Essentially, where the battle cam word is right now.
Gotcha. Okay. So I see Grim, and I kind of crouch down, and I kind of sneak up next to him.
Okay, roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Don't let the ground meet you again.
19 didn't happen.
19.
Yeah.
Yep, you're fine.
All right. And I kind of whisper to him. I'm like, I don't think that these gobbledygooks are any good news for us. I think we
Go
should
ahead and
probably
close
take
the
them
computer
out,
and lay
don't
down.
you?
Or lay down on Papa's bed.
Right.
Go.
All right. I'll go around to that bush over there, and then I would like to kind of. I don't know how much more movement speed I have, but if I can make it to that tree that's just beyond.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get there.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
I don't want to be the one to start the fight. Can I hold my action?
You can hold an action.
Cool.
So, Arabella, the way that holding actions work is you're not holding your entire turn. You're holding one action. So it's a spell or it's an attack. So, you need to give me a trigger. So I want to hold my sword attack until someone gets within range of me.
Yeah.
Or I want to hold this firebolt until someone attacks one of my friends, and then you can shoot someone with a firebolt. If you hold a spell that's an actual spell slot and you don't use it by the end of the round, then you lose that spell slot.
I'm just gonna hold, just the Eldritch Blast
Okay.
until somebody starts fighting and they know we're here.
Ah, the good old Eldritch Blast.
Arabella, so you were just explaining holding action. It's just delaying what you're doing until later in the round.
Well, I'd like to know more about these goblins. Do they seem dumb and easily duped?
Well, have you ever met a goblin before?
I don't know.
You can roll a history check. And we can find out.
Oh man, 4.
4. Yeah, I don't think you've ever encountered a goblin in your mercenary travels.
I don't like to kill people or goblins.
Would you like to move? It is now your turn, by the way.
Man, see, I'd like to actually scare them and like get them away from the keep more, if that's even possible. I have some spells.
I mean, you could. So essentially, with your spells as a sorcerer, thaumaturgy, you could cause. That's not a very long range. That's 30 feet. You could make a noise or something to try to get someone over there. You have dancing lights. So
Yes,
you could,
that's what I was thinking. I could distract them
you
and
could,
pull them away from the area.
you can always try. So that one has range, so 120 feet. So
Yeah.
in this instance, if you're trying to get into this keep, you could maybe do dancing lights over this way, but like 120 feet, so it's way off camera.
Okay, so I want to do I want to message Grim to tell him that I'm going to try to distract the goblins, and he should try to go into the keep, because isn't he the closest to an entrance?
I mean,
Right now?
he's still roughly 50 feet away from the entrance, so he wouldn't be able to get to
Who's
that
the
entrance.
closest to the entrance?
No one's close to the entrance yet. So also, you only get one action per turn. So,
Oh, I can't do both.
So you couldn't do both. You could whisper. You can give one line of dialogue to your party members next to you, which is Baron and Deck.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell them that's what you're doing, and then
Yeah, I'm gonna do a dancing lights.
So go ahead and do a performance check. Why not?
Ooms, 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 ooms. Da-na-na-na-na. Uh-oh. It's a 4.
A 4. So you do the dancing lights, but it's a little too far and it's a little too rainy, and it doesn't seem to distract the goblins at all. So you used it. You used an action. You've spoken some words. You still have a bonus action if you wanted. If you have a bonus action, which you do not, or you can move. What would you like to do?
I'll where am I?
You're off camera. You're underneath the battle cam word.
I'm gonna join. Who's behind the rock?
That guy?
Yeah.
Go ahead, roll a stealth check for me. God, I'm rolling terrible tonight.
7 stealth. Oh, 8.
8. You stumble through the mud. Your hooves get caught in the mud a little bit, but you're able to and pull it out and dart behind the rock near your tiefling friend.
Okay.
Allegedly or supposedly, no one has seen you or your whereabouts. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Cool. Grim.
Alright, so I'll go ahead and I'm gonna throw a dagger at the one to my right.
This guy?
Yeah.
Okay. Go roll for attack.
Ooh, that's a natural 20.
Natural 20. Okay. Go ahead and roll for damage.
Do I get sneak attack?
I'm fuzzy on rogues. Do you have sneak attack?
No,
at level 1?
you don't get sneak attack. You need an ally within 5 feet, or to have advantage on the roll.
5 feet of himself or 5 feet of the enemy?
5 feet of the enemy.
Got it.
Ooh,
Or excuse me, it doesn't have to be an ally as long as the creature is hostile to the creature you're attacking.
do I have a dexterity to that? Or no?
Look at your attack roll.
Yeah, it's +3.
Oh.
But do I add?
Oh
my
yeah, so you add your
dexterity?
dexterity. No, so
Okay.
+3 is your dexterity.
Yeah, but do
Dagger's
I
gonna
add
be
it
1d.
to the damage?
Yes, 1d4 +3.
Okay, so 6.
6?
6 damage.
6
Yeah.
damage? Okay. So you throw a dagger through the air, through the rain. It pierces the goblin in his neck, and you watch as that goblin falls down into the mud. This goblin did take notice, but none of the other ones did. He just saw him fall. So it's not his turn yet. So he just noticed that his friend fell. You doing anything else?
Can I bonus action throw another dagger, or
I don't think you have.
I have 2
Daggers are light. Yeah, he can. With 2-weapon fighting.
Do you have 2-weapon fighting?
No, I don't have
Everyone does. You can
Oh.
use a bonus action to 2-weapon fight, as
Oh,
long as your first attack is with a light weapon and your second attack is
Yeah,
with a light
that's
weapon.
fine.
And I will go for the one on the other side of it.
Okay, roll for attack.
Right, Forrester? I'm good, right? On
Okay.
that.
That is.
Sorry, can you say that again? I didn't quite hear that.
I'm just trying to remember my 2-weapon fighting.
Oh, yeah, I haven't played around with that, so.
Okay.
22 to hit.
Yes.
22 hits. Roll for damage. You always forget about the
Ooh.
2-weapon fighting stuff. I never remember.
7 damage.
7 damage. Same thing. You throw another dagger. It pierces through his neck. He watches this one also falls down into the mud. And this one over here does
here it is.
notice. He looks in that direction, but doesn't know why, but he just sees his buddies on the ground.
You do not add your dexterity bonus to the
Oh.
bonus attack. You need a
Okay. So
so
Yeah.
minus
then
3 from that.
4 instead 4.
4
Sorry.
4 damage.
Yeah.
For that one, he still falls down. So
Okay.
yeah, he was a little guy. But that is your last dagger too, right?
Yeah. I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
It affects your ability to hit, not the damage itself, right?
I think it's just damage.
Sorry, it does not affect your ability to hit. It only affects the damage
Oh, okay.
on the bonus attack action.
And that is the end of my turn.
Okay.
Yep.
Adriel.
Okay, is the rain obscuring? Like, do I think I could get a couple arrows into these goblins from this far away?
Which
Or-
ones?
I'm not sure where I am in the map, so I don't know what my line of sight is. Okay. Oh, we're pretty close. You said the fire's smoldering.
Yeah.
Let's.
There's a goblin right here,
Mm-hmm.
and there's you could see the other ones. I don't know if there's any other hiding. Yeah, that you can see everyone else.
Okay. I think. Let me go for the one in the up in the archway on
Okay.
the top of the keep,
Sure. Roll
because
for
I
attack.
want him to. I want him to fall and perhaps distract the other goblins.
Sure.
That is a 14 to hit.
That hits. Roll for damage.
And are we stealthed?
I mean, technically, yeah. No one knows
So-
that you're there.
We're unseen attackers.
Yes.
Because that would imply advantage. Oh, but it's only within 30 feet. Never mind.
Yep.
Doo-doo-doo. Short bow is. I'll memorize this. D6. 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay. So you loose an arrow and it flies through the air and it hits the goblin in the throat. He kind of loses his footing. He does fall from this. He falls to the ground. He takes 2 points of bludgeoning damage and is not moving. The goblin next to him and the other goblin over here, they take notice of that goblin that fell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh fuck, there's a guy right there too. He sees him too.
And we're going to spread out to keep the line of sight going. So I want to, behind that tree, up on the rock if I can, or somewhere in between those two. You know, it doesn't have to be.
Do you want
It's
to
in
go
my
on the rock or behind the rock?
It doesn't matter.
There
It's
is-
all
There is
on.
there's a goblin right there, right next to the rock.
Yeah, so I'll be behind the rock then.
Okay, roll a stealth check for me.
Nat 20.
Okay, you're fine. Baron.
I want to try to move around the outside of this combat and get as close to the forge as I can without the goblins seeing me.
So like over towards these trees.
Yeah. And what I want to do is I want to look for an opportunity to dash into the fort and get inside past faster than everyone else.
So you could probably get. You can't see him.
Mhm.
Stop it. You can get right there with a dash.
Okay.
So you're behind
I-
everybody. No one can see you. We can dial you back behind the tree.
Okay. Yeah, and I'm basically just waiting for my chance to slip into the fort.
Got it. Okay. And your turn. It's now the goblin's turn. This one did see you guys. It's gonna charge 30 feet. Fails his perception check. These three cluster around this one that's unconscious. Nothing else
Perfect.
happens. Top of the order, Matthias.
All right. Well, okay, so I didn't use it last round, so does that mean it just went to waste?
But your trigger was if they were hostile. None of them were hostile.
Okay, none of
so
us, none of them know that we're here yet, really, other
Correct.
than the fact that their buddies are dying.
Yep.
Okay. I will go around the other side of the tree, kind of keep us spread out towards the fort.
Like here.
Yeah, if there's just like a rock or something, I can still kind of hide behind over there. I can't really tell from this angle.
Yeah, you can go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
Okay.
There's a spot you can kind of duck behind.
Cool.
You're off camera at the moment.
12.
12. Yeah, you're fine.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And
Doing the same thing.
I guess, yeah, because I don't want to alert them to my presence quite yet.
Yeah, you have 120 feet. You're pretty good.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. And Gianna.
Is it still raining?
Yes.
I'm gonna hold action.
What are you holding?
Can't do anything. What is it?
What are you holding?
Well, I think I would like to. I don't have a weapon, so and I already tried a magic spell. I don't know what to do yet, right now.
So to give you some perspective, the spells that you picked, yeah, everything is utility. So you have create bonfire, which could be a distraction. You have dancing lights that could be a distraction or a way to lighten up a cave or something if you can't see. Mage hand can be fun. It's only 30 feet. You could pull the pants down of a goblin. You could flick him in the head. You could throw a rock or unlock a door and things like that with mage hand. Message, you can send a message to somebody. Thaumaturgy is something similar where you can make noise or like the sound of a dying bird or something. But again, we've already established that it's kind of loud and rainy.
Yeah.
Charm
You
person.
did say you could sleep, right?
I want to put
She
them
does
to
have
sleep,
sleep, yeah.
but I wanted to put him to sleep, but then it might not. It's
So-
not powerful enough, right?
No.
Well, no, it's just that they were so spread out that you weren't going to be able to hit very many of them, which is why I
Oh.
dropped that goblin from the keep so that
They're all
some of
together
them
now,
clustered
or at
So
least
together.
are
most
they
of
all
them are.
together? Then
They
let's
are.
put them to sleep.
Yeah, so when you think about sleep, right? So sleep is a 20-foot sphere. So in theory, that's all four of those guys right there. You could hit all of them with a 10,
One of them's dead.
10 yeah. Well, it's 10-foot radius, so you could hit all four of those guys or three of those guys with that sleep spell. It's 90-foot range. You're well within your range. You could totally do it. That is probably what you should do.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay.
Let's put them to sleep.
Is that a save? I can't remember.
No, it's hit points. So count up their hit. She rolls 5d8.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Should.
5d8. So
even-
Yep.
Even
This-
if you rolled,
this one.
that's a 6.
It looks like
Oh.
two pyramids stacked on top of each other,
Is it 5d8 at level 1?
or maybe 4d8. I think it's 5d8.
Oops.
5 sounds
Oh, yeah.
right.
Yeah, it's 5d8. God,
Oh,
even
is
if,
it a wait? What is it?
Yeah, it's so OP at level 1. It's ridiculous.
I mean, even if you rolled ones with all of those, they'd still go to sleep.
No, it subtracts hit points
Oh,
from
that's
the
right,
total
that's right, that's right.
rolled until
That's
a creature doesn't make the.
Got it.
It's a diamond shaped one.
A diamond-shaped one.
Yeah, like you said, 2 pyramids stacked on top of each other. My camera's
This
not letting
one.
me
It's
show
Yeah.
you.
this
This
guy.
one.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
I see it. Okay.
Yeah.
Or we could all roll a d8 for you.
go.
I got it.
So yeah, you just roll that
Alright.
5 times and tell me what the number is.
1, 7. Sorry, 7.
Okay.
5, 7,
18,
7,
Jesus.
26.
8.
Ow.
Damn.
Damn.
Dang.
And with that, you watch as all 3 of those goblins fall over.
Cool. Can I move
You can still move.
closer?
So you can move 30 feet. I think. Yeah, 30 feet.
But then there's these two goblins that are
There's
still
still
awake.
3 goblins here, and there is one up in the fort still.
Oof. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Stop back. All right. Ends your turn. Grim.
I'm going to try to sneak over to one of the dead goblins I killed and
Okay.
take one of my daggers and then keep running over to where Emily is.
Okay. So go ahead and roll a stealth check for me.
It's a 9.
A 9. Yeah, he sees you. So as you get over to the goblins, you're expending your action to recover your knives?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you recover your knives. That goblin is aware of your presence. Are you doing anything else? I don't think you can do anything else.
No. Do I have any movement left?
No, that's probably about all the movement.
I can bonus action dash, right? Nope.
You can bonus action, yeah, dash.
Alright, then I'll use the rest of that movement to get over behind a tree.
Like over here, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Emriel.
So, hey, where'd he go? He was right next to me.
He's right
In front of the
you.
rock.
Did he have that much movement left?
He dashed.
Yeah, dash.
After he used his action to get the daggers?
Bonus action as a rogue.
That's second level. Cunning action is until second level.
Oh,
Is it?
you're right.
Oh,
You're
yes,
right.
it is. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Not used to level
JK.
one. Not used to level
I haven't played level
I know.
1 in a long time.
It's a little, yeah, it's like super rogue ability too. So you've
Yeah.
like familiarized yourself with it.
Yeah.
Because I was basing what I was going to do based on you being stuck there.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I thought about it.
He's like,
Uh,
yes.
I've been keeping an eye on this goblin coming around the tree, so I've got an arrow knocked and ready for it.
Okay. Roll for attack.
And I'm within 30 feet. Am I still unseen?
Yeah.
Okay, so this will be with advantage, so sneak attack. I'm assuming
Yeah.
that's a 16 on the die
Oh yeah, that
plus
hits.
5.
Yeah, that hits.
So 2d6. That's 3 plus 3, 6, 7 damage.
7 damage. He falls back with an arrow slotted into his throat, lays on the ground unconscious.
Because I don't want him to scream. That's why I keep hitting him in the throat.
And those two
Good job.
jackasses right there don't see him either. So
What?
they rolled a 2 and a 1.
Oh my god.
They're so stupid.
They
It's
are.
so
The lights would have worked if it wasn't.
I'm like waiting. I'm just like waiting for them to like attack.
Ugh.
Yeah, these guys. I could use my laser pointer. These guys.
Oh, there you go. That's helpful.
Well, I had 2 of these for the table, and now I don't have players at the table anymore.
All right.
Aw.
Wooden dowels are great too.
Yes. Cool. So, ends your turn, Emriel.
And
Or you
I
guys
want
wanna-
to. Can I scramble over the rock to the other side, or between the, somehow get to the other side of the rock?
Sure. I can give you to do that. Okay.
Okay. I saw Angiana put those 3 to sleep, so I know that we could possibly rope one of them up and figure out what's going on.
Sure.
So I'll knock an arrow for the next 2.
Okay.
Wait till next turn.
Okay. Baron.
I'm gonna do my best. I want to try to get into the fort ahead of everyone else.
Which way?
Just straight into the either that way or through one of the windows.
Okay.
I want to try to get in there without any of the goblins or the rest of the party noticing.
Okay. So you gotta tell me which one. Do you want a window or do you want a doorway?
Window's closer, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Let's
gonna do
see
the window.
some dwarf butt
Okay.
through the
Can
window.
you make an athletics or acrobatics check?
Yes.
Please roll a 1.
This is an 18.
18. Okay. So you kind of like Superman dive through the window. It's a little snug, but your momentum and your weight drives you through. You do land on the other side. You are now in the keep. Perception check for me.
10.
10. You do see what looks to be a goblin up some stairs at the top of some janky ladder scaffolding that is this guy right here. That's right above you.
Do I see past that any sign of where our ward might be? And so the person.
So when you look inside of this keep, it is a very empty place, and not too far when you go into it, you do see stairs going down, and looks like there's some sort of structure inside of the ground with the door that is closed.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna kind of hunker down here.
Okay.
I'm happy where I'm at.
That goblin up on that scaffolding is going to take a shot at you, Emerald.
There's
17 to
another
hit.
goblin. Oh, I didn't see that one because my images were in the way. 17 is a hit.
Okay. You take 3 points of piercing damage as an arrow hits you right in the side. These two goblins are just still kind of confused and wandering around. That ends their turn. Top of the order, Matthias.
All right. Well, let me. Can I hit the one that's up on the scaffolding still?
Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
within my range?
that's part of your reaction. So yeah, you can do that.
Yeah.
That's 120 feet. Yeah.
Sweet. All right.
So this is not your turn. This is just your reaction. Your holding action. 'Eldritch Blast.
13.
13 hits. Just hits.
Sweet. So yeah, I just raise my hands up and say the ancient incantations. Bam! And I hit with 3.
A 3. God, I'm rolling terrible tonight. So he gets hit in the chest with this force energy. He loses his footing and he falls from the scaffolding, which is roughly 10-15 feet in the air. He takes another point of 3 bludgeoning damage. Right next to you, Baron, this goblin just falls from the sky and just is unconscious, possibly dead right in front of you.
You said he had a bow?
Yes. Matthias, it's now your turn.
All right, sweet. The one that's closest to me that's still up there,
Yep.
I'm gonna hit him too.
Okay, roll for attack.
Ooh, that's a 26.
That hits.
Whoa.
Level 1. That would hit a dragon.
10 points of damage.
Yeah, he's dead.
Bam!
Down. Okay.
He's
I-
pulp.
19 perception. So this guy is aware that something's going on now. Finally. Jesus. And your turn?
My
End of
turn?
end of my turn, yes.
Okay. And Gianna?
I've got a thaumaturgy. How do you say that?
Yeah, thaumaturgy.
Thaumaturgy. I want to throw ominous whispers opposite of the entrance
Okay.
to like the other way behind the if you're looking at I'm looking at the keep, it's on the left side. Yeah.
So
See
you
that
want
guy?
you want
I
this
want this
guy
guy.
to look this way?
Yeah, and like go. Yes, I want him to. My goal is to have him explore that area and get away from that.
Towards me, great.
Oh, is that where you are? I can't even see you.
No, it would actually be away from you. He's looking at
Oh,
you
okay.
right now.
It looked
Yeah.
like from my angle. it
He's
was-
looking from. Yeah.
So go ahead and roll a performance check for me. How long does those guys stay sleeping, by the way?
I don't know.
1 minute.
Oh yeah, or someone
Or-
wakes them up. Yeah.
It's a minute or 10 minutes. Either way, it's a whole combat.
Yeah, it's a minute unless someone uses an action to wake him up. Or one of you guys hit him.
Oh wait, sorry, wrong one. This is the one. Okay, it's performance 10 plus 3, 13.
13. Yep. So he does hear the voices and starts to go that way.
Can I move towards the closer to the entrance?
Sure.
Kind of hide, kind of
Okay.
more.
So we'll say you go by your friends. Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Perfect. Grim.
I'm going to get within 20 feet of the goblin And then dagger.
Roll for attack.
15.
Hits. Roll for damage.
6.
6. The choice is yours, sir.
Well, the other ones are all asleep, right?
Correct. He's the last one standing.
Okay. So then I'll just kill him.
Okay.
Um,
Well,
okay.
so that the choice is yours is my slogan. It's my tagline. So, like Mercer does, how do you want to do
Oh,
this?
okay.
So the choice is yours is how do you want him to die?
Okay. So yeah, I'll whip out my dagger.
Okay.
In the rain, it's flickering off my daggers. I toss it through the air and it'll
Okay.
go right in the back of his head out of his eyeball.
There you go.
Blech.
That's a good description. Matthias, you just see like his eyeball explode and blood
Ah!
eyeball go everywhere.
Oh, good. It's like a happy yeah.
So you are still technically in combat. It's only been 2 rounds, so you have technically 8 more rounds. The 3 goblins are asleep. Everyone else is dead. What do you want to do, Emriel?
I'll go up to one of the goblins, pull out a dagger, and just give it a nice little slice across the throat.
Okay.
You want an attack roll for that?
No, I mean they're sleeping. I would say that you know how to slice someone's throat with that.
So this would be 2d. So I'm going to put my sneak attack on this. That's 10 damage.
10. You watch as the goblin's eyes open up just enough.
Oh, and technically,
time
an incapacitated creature is also natural crit, so that'd be double
Yeah.
damage.
That's true. He's dead though.
He's dead, very dead.
You can't
Very
kill him
good.
anymore. I've already killed him as far as there is. I can.
Mhm.
kidding.
I was gentle, even
Yeah.
though I knew he was sleeping.
Got it. Baron.
I'm gonna walk up to the stairway going
Uh-huh.
down, and I'm gonna start going down the stairs.
Okay. So you
Sounds
head,
like they've got it handled down there.
so you head towards the doorway, and the door is open.
Ah. I wanna get close enough and so I can knock.
Sure. You about 25 feet. You get to the door, so you still
Okay.
have a little more movement.
Mhm.
You want
I have 5 more movement basically. Oh, what's in there?
when you open the door? So
You said it was open, right?
like unlocked.
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah.
I'm gonna knock.
Okay. No response.
No, I'll open the door.
Okay. So you open the door and you look into it, and it looks like it's a long hallway, and there looks to be some sort of candlelight flickering in the distance on the left-hand side.
Gotcha. Okay. I suppose that's I'll take a 5-foot step in, and that's gonna be my
Okay.
at the end of my movement.
Top of the order, Matthias.
All right, I'd like to come out from behind the whatever foliage that is, and I'd be like, "All right, so there was wait, how? Is everybody in view other than obviously Baron?"
Yeah, you can see everyone except for Baron.
Okay, so I'm like, "All right, wait, how many of us were there?" And I start counting, and I'd like to see if I notice if he's missing or if I'm just like,
Yeah, I mean he's not a quiet character, so it's very
Right.
obvious that he's not present currently.
okay, should we go after him or tie up one of these the goblets? We're in combat still, aren't we? So I guess nobody can respond to that. Okay,
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, we can slightly come out of combat, but just realize that you have 30 seconds to do something.
Okay.
Before.
Okay. So noticing that he's gone, I feel like maybe something had happened to him, and I felt like he was kind of like a friend to me. So I just like, and I run towards the building.
Okay, so you pass these guys. You can get with a dash. You probably get right there.
Yeah.
Okay. As your turn, Angiana.
I want to go into the keep.
Okay. So you can probably get right behind him. Okay. Grim.
I will. Can I get to one of the goblins?
Yeah, you can get to the goblins.
Okay, I'll get to the goblin.
Okay.
Slice his throat.
Thanks for killing all of them.
There's still one sleeping. Well,
There's only one?
well,
He was sleeping.
for one
Right.
more turn. Yeah.
Okay.
There were
So-
3. You both have killed 1.
Okay.
Amriel, I'm assuming you're gonna.
Yeah, we'll head into. If a goblin needs to be killed, I'll do the same thing and
Then head in.
then head in. Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
damage.
Thanks for
sufficient.
cleaning up, guys.
So all the goblins are slain. You head down the stairs and you see Baron holding the door for you.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna like go.
Oh, you
in.
were? Okay.
Like I wasn't gonna wait for anyone.
Got it. So, question. It is 10:20. Do you guys want to keep going, or do we want to just go call it for this test session? What do you guys want to do?
I'm good to keep going.
I don't.
I personally have to call it because I got to work in the morning.
Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess I'd be fine for keep going, but if he's leaving, I guess that settles that,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, we can just call it.
You can hold watch by the door. Watch her back.
Yeah, I'll interrogate the goblin up top or something.
There you go.
Instead of killing one.
Arabella, do you want to keep going or?
I think I was up really late last night
Sure.
doing a proposal, so I'm a little slow.
No,
Sorry,
that's
guys.
fine. No. So yeah, we can just call it. That's fine.
Yeah, why don't we call it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it.
All right.
Yeah.
You guys go in there. You meet Trixie. She talks like this, so it's really good that you didn't go in there because she really is a spicy little thing.
Okay, and good night.
And good night. So, yeah, guys. So thank you for sticking with it this long. This is it was a trial and error thing. We're working out some kinks, getting the gist out there. Just to answer. We can ask any questions you have, Arabella, in the
Yeah.
chats or whatever. And if you need like a D&D Beyond tutorial, Andrew can do one or I can do one. Very proficient with that app. But yeah,
That'd be good.
thanks, guys.
Yeah, it seems like I'm kind of not good with combat. Is that okay? Like that's kind of like my
Like your-
weakness.
Like your character's not good or you're not good?
Yeah, I mean I'm not strong. But
Yeah,
I'm a
so
sorcerer and I'm a charmer. So
yeah,
people-
so I mean essentially let me go look at this.